Learners, welcome to Critical Thinking. In the course itself, we'll do a few exercises that will rip apart this particular chapter, give you a chance to hear different sections on it from different members of your own groups. However, today I just want to talk a little bit about what critical thinking is and my assumption of it based on what I've read through the material as well as my own life experiences. Everything we do is based on critical thinking. You go to a movie, you come out, you think about it, and someone says, what do you think about the movie? If you listen to what everybody else says and then you say, oh, yeah, I agree with them. Did you critically think? Did you give it any thought? Did you just go along with the crowd? Or if you say, you know what, I like the movie, I really like the plot, but more importantly, I like the characters that were in the movie, and I could actually identify with those characters myself because their characteristics that they displayed are my characteristics, or I like the life story that they gave. Now you're critically thinking through and you're sharing your thoughts, and that becomes important when it comes down to critical thinking. Now, critical thinking isn't just going along with the crowd. It's being a skeptic. It's challenging what is there. It's challenging what people might see are the norms. It's questioning. It really is a lot more than just accepting. It's questioning. So if someone says it's hot outside, okay, it may be hot. But to you, it may not be hot. So do you just say it's not? If you say, well, I went outside and it's 75 degrees. Where I come from, that's not really hot. That's like a nice balmy day, but not hot. Whereas for other people, 75 degrees might be blowing up hot. It just depends on how you see it and what you do with the knowledge that you have. I want you to critically think. Since day one in class, that's what I've been pushing you towards. You realize it or not, you have been critically thinking each course and each time. For even making a decision if you're going to show up to class on time, to if you're participating in the course instruction, or how you're doing it. Now, with that, there's some critically thinking requirements or steps that help you out. So let's say, for example, you're wondering, X, Y, Z. I need to make a decision about X before I can move on to Y. So the decision is, for example, what school am I going to go to? That's a school question that's important because there's a lot of issues with deciding on the course that you're going to take, but it's not as important as deciding on the school you're going to go to take those courses or that particular course. So having said that, what I've noticed that a lot of students say things like, I want to be a doctor, no clue how to be one. I want to be a nurse. No clue what process they have to go to or even what school they want to go to become a nurse. I like to be a teacher, not understanding what a teacher really does or the requirements of a teacher. I really would like to be an engineer, not understanding what type of engineer they want to be and what math requirements are necessary. So oftentimes when I hear stuff like this, I know students are not critically thinking. And that's the process that has to occur. When you think about any of your life choices, one way or the other, you've critically thought through those choices. If you're deciding on a particular career, why would you not go through that process as well? If you're deciding on something as simple as if you're going to the movies on the weekend and you give it all these thought processes necessary, you critically think through what you have to do, if it's going to be available, the movie you're looking for, where the movie is going to go, what time you got to be there, even down to what kind of clothes you're going to wear, and heaven forbid if you don't have money to go to the movies. All those things are part of your critically thinking process. So now, having said that, why am I still having students coming in to sit with me, looking at me, not sure about the career they're saying they want to do, and they're willing to invest a lot of money and time? So let's talk a little bit about that. Problem solving. Part of critical thinking is being able to resolve issues. I'm going to give you some quick problem solving steps. Number one, what's the problem? You have to identify the problem. Once you identify the problem, number two, you need to come up with solutions. If you have just a problem but no solutions, then what you are is just a problem yourself. Problems require solutions, so come up with solutions. More than one is always better. Number three, Rifle through those solutions. Pick the best solution. Pick the second best solution. Make sure you can implement those solutions. Make sure they're doable. Picking a solution that you can't do, such as, I want to go to medical school. So these are the steps I'm going to do. Identify the problem. How do I get into medical school? Here's solutions. I can, 1, pay for it. 2, borrow money. 3, ask my parents. If your parents don't have money, asking your parents is a solution you can throw in the trash can right off the bat. 2, if you're going to pay for it, how are you going to pay for it? If parents don't have money and you don't have money, chances are you're not going to pay for it as well. 3, borrow the money. That might be more of a workable solution. So now, borrow the money. Where are you going to borrow the money from? Now you got a different problem you have to figure out a solution to or select solutions from. By doing that, you sort of narrow down how you can resolve this problem of going to medical school and paying for it. Once you come up with the best solutions to resolve your problems, you select that solution and you implement it. Once you implement the solution, the last thing you'll do is you'll check to see if that implementation process is going well and if it resolves your problems. By doing that, what you manage to do is you manage to resolve that problem. And there's always all kinds of other problems coming your way, but at least you critically thought through it. You said to yourself, you know what? I want to go to medical school. This is important to me. It's important to me enough that I'm willing to come up with solutions to getting into medical school, and I'm willing to implement those solutions. Oh, backwards planning. Oh, how could I forget that? To use backwards planning means that actually I'm not waiting to implement that solution to find out I don't have what it takes. It means that I'm sitting down making plans to implement that solution. So when I get there, it can be done deal. Versus getting there and finding out, oh no, I needed algebra. I needed calculus, analytical calculus 1 and 2. I needed physics. I needed chemistry 1 and 2. Oh, I needed chemistry, introduction to chemistry to get into chemistry 1. These are things that are part of that solution. If you don't look at it, you don't use critical thinking to check into it, then when it comes down to implementation, you will fail. So, here's the takeaway. Critical thinking is absolutely necessary in every aspect of your life. Some require you to do more of a deeper problem solving. Some you can solve with simple, quick thought. You must determine what is important in your life and how much effort you need to put in to make what's important a reality. Once you determine that, the last step of it is, of course, implementation, and then checking to make sure that what you are doing is working. As we continue to work through critical thinking for the rest of the semester, every aspect of what you do should be given this thought. What's the problem? What are solutions? I'm going to select the best solution. I'm going to implement that solution. And then I'm going to check to make that implementation is working the way I want it to work. If you do that, you'll be happy. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in class.